And it would work because I believed in myself. So no matter if I was doing something cringy or embarrassing, I believed in it and I was able to share that with others and connect. What I had to learn was that feeling like I don't have a purpose is a completely normal thing in life. And it's something that we all experience throughout our lives, and that's okay. I feel like these times where we don't know, where we're just figuring it out, can actually be really fun. So I want to change your perspective on how you look at purpose. We are shaped to think that our lives are only meant for one thing, and I think that's what sets a lot of people off on the wrong path. So yeah, in this video, I will be going into what has shaped our generation to feel this lack of purpose. And I will also be talking about how I'm finding my purpose in my life and how you can find yours too. So there was a recent study done that nearly 60% of all young adults feel like they lack a purpose in their life. As humans, we need purpose to live a happy and fulfilled life. So naturally, if we're experiencing these mass levels of lack of purpose, it's going to lead to things like depression and anxiety. So what are some of the main causes leading our generation to feel this lack of purpose? Personally, I feel like social media and how we use it is definitely a part of the problem. Because social media is like such a big part of our lives and how we spend a lot of our free time, it has become something that can influence and distract us quite easily. We literally created the term influencer for people who make content online and influence others. So yeah, in a way, in our world, there are people who literally get paid to distract you. And like I said in my previous video about dopamine and social media addiction, I do believe that social media was made from a pure place of wanting to connect people and inspire others. But in our day and age, we mainly use social media as a distraction rather than this tool to connect. So yeah, definitely check out my previous video if you are looking to build a better relationship with social media in your life. And I truly believe that social media can be a tool that we can all use to express ourselves, to inspire others. It doesn't have to be a means to an end. I feel like these fast scrolling apps have been designed in a way so that we don't have enough mental space to think about what we do want in life. We get caught up in the latest news article, the latest celebrity gossip, and that takes priority in our minds. We get fed this instant information over and over again that our minds can't process fast enough. And I feel like this is what leads to a lot of lack of focus and brain fog. Understand that your purpose comes when you stop consuming and you start listening. And I know that might sound harsh, but this is honestly what I would have loved to hear when I was spending endless days just scrolling on my phone over and over again, thinking that my purpose would just one day land on my lap and everything would be good. When your mind is quiet and when you're able to observe what's around you, that's when you'll get closer to your purpose. But let's be real, this time of not knowing what we want to do with our lives, it sucks. And guess what? I was there too. But getting off these apps like TikTok and Instagram was the thing that helped me make mental room for my purpose to be revealed to me. And I feel like you will naturally gravitate to experimenting and trying new things when you do get off social media. Maybe there's this one thing you did years ago that felt really natural to you and you felt like you were good at it, and now that you have some mental room, mental space, you feel like, okay, this is something I can actually do and try again. And I want to say this, no matter where you are in life, it's okay to feel lost. It's just how the universe works, you know, entropy and that. And like Miley Cyrus said, the journey is the part that you remember anyways.
It's usually the part that you remember anyways.
Growing up, we get sold this idea that we have to have one purpose and get that one high-paying job. But the reality is that throughout our lives, we play many roles. We have many purposes. First, you play the role of the child, then the student, then the adult and the parent, and so on. Purpose is not a fixed thing and it evolves with you throughout your life. And that's why I love making videos, because it's something that evolves with me and it's a new adventure every week. And that's how you can treat finding your purpose. You can treat it like a quest, like an adventure. In my opinion, if this sort of mindset was shown to more young people, they wouldn't feel so stressed out about it, this kind of like doom and gloom about purpose being this like big thing, you know. Just understand that it is something that evolves and you can have many purposes. So yes, try new things, experiment, and start observing those thoughts. When you actively choose to get off social media and try new things, thoughts will enter your mind about how these new activities made you feel. Observe them, write about them. When you write, when you reflect on your thoughts, you'll be able to see what you like more of. And I truly feel that by reflecting, we get to know ourselves better. We get to see kind of what we like to do. And that's kind of why I started like journaling and writing every day, because over time you will see what you gravitate towards, what you're thinking about, what you enjoyed that day. I feel like the exact process of how our purpose gets revealed to us is quite hard to explain, and I think it's because it's different for everyone. But the best way that I could describe it is that when you're least expecting it, you will get this dream vision. This vision shows you a look into, what if I did everything that I wanted to do? How would my life look like? You see yourself in this heightened, elevated way. You might see yourself performing on stage, swimming in a swimming competition, or making YouTube videos. You see your purpose in a dream fully realized. And you feel such a strong connection to this vision, but because you have these limiting beliefs, you feel that it's so far ahead from where you are right now. You see the glimpse, you see just a peek at what the future could look like. For me, my dream vision was seeing myself make YouTube videos in this effortless way for my audience. In my vision, I could fully express myself and connect with thousands of people around the world. And I made these videos from passion, not from fear or perfectionism. And it would work because I believed in myself. So no matter if I was doing something cringy or embarrassing, I believed in it and I was able to share that with others and connect. And let's say you did have this vision, it felt so good, so clear, and it happened, and then you kind of let go of it because of fear, because of limiting beliefs. And then all of a sudden, it happens again. You get caught completely off guard by it. You don't even realize that you're doing it. You start writing the scripts of your dream life and your purpose in your mind. You are feeling the feelings that you would feel if you got to live this dream life. And getting off social media, now you have all of this mental space, and these dream visions have become quite a regular thing. You are being led closer and closer to make that first step. For me, the first step that I was being led to was actually buying my camera as a motivator for me to start filming. This dream vision version of me had already been making videos for a long time, so my job now would be just getting closer and closer to this version of myself. And after you make that first step, you will try a few times and you will fail. But this is a really important part of the process, because if you have been self-reflecting and actively listening to your thoughts, you'll know if this thing is actually meant for you or not. You're not meant to be great at first when it comes to your purpose. It's meant to be something that we fail at. But even when we do fail, we still get excited about trying it again. It's something that brings up the thought of, I don't want to leave this earth without trying this, without seeing this true. However, if you do try this thing a few times and you don't feel the spark, or over time new ideas don't flood your mind on how you can reapproach your previous failures, then you will be redirected towards something else. I gave up many times and completely. There have been days this year where I've fully convinced myself that this path just wasn't for me. I was fully ready to leave, I had my bags packed, and then boom, another spark, guidance. I feel like it's these little flickers of lightning that come into your mind, these aha moments where the path becomes clear again. You randomly think of a solution for something that was holding you back before, and you get excited to try it again. I've had many things that in my mind I had labeled as a setback. There was the fear of my neighbors listening in when I was recording, and at one point I didn't like the way I looked on camera. And then there was also all of the background noise from my neighbors talking and playing music in the background. And I was convinced that I could only think of a video idea and show up for my purpose when the time was right. And I think that's what stopped me for a long time, because I believed that it would just randomly happen, that I wouldn't have to act on it. It's just something that would come in and then I would all of a sudden be ready. But these bumps in the road have always led me to find a way over, and the solution always comes in the present. If you are able to see the problem for what it is, and not from the lens of negative thoughts or anger, then you will find the solution. And listen, I'm not going to tell you to go read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I'm going to tell you to read A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle because it's the better book. And I feel like it really explains what presence is, and if you're looking to get into that, that's where it's at. Know that as humans, problem solving is something that's very natural to us. We have systems in our life, conscious or unconscious, that help us get through the day. For example, your habit of scrolling on TikTok for hours after something bad happened in your life is a system that you set up to deal with your negative feelings. So yeah, a lot of times with these bumps in the road, it's not that we can't do it, it's that we haven't found a system that will allow us to do it. And at one point, I fully convinced myself that I wouldn't be able to make these videos because of all the background noise from my neighbors. But all I had to do was become present and just listen. And it turned out that those noisy neighbors actually leave the house 2 days in the weekend. So now I use those days to record. And look at me now, making the videos, and getting closer and closer to that original dream vision that I had. And you can do it too. So yeah, to sum up, here is the process of how you can get closer to your purpose, plus a little something extra. I want you to first write down the dream vision that you got. Make a practice of becoming conscious when you do daydream about your dream life, and remember what you thought about and put that down on a note. Next, make an active step towards it. Whether it is buying a camera, enrolling in a course, make that first step towards your dream reality. Next, I want you to try and fail, because you need failure to see if this thing is meant for you. Next, you make the decision. If you've tried it a few times and you don't get the spark, then like I said, you will be redirected to something else. But if a spark or excitement does come still after you failed, then follow it. And lastly, start setting goals and get obsessed with the feeling you get when you rise above your limiting beliefs. Your next goal could be putting out that first video, writing the next script. But yeah, and I've mentioned this before, but words can't truly explain how amazing it feels when you are able to prove those limiting thoughts in your head wrong and you're able to rise above the limiting beliefs. So trust me, when you actively do this and when you try it, you will see how amazing it feels. So yeah, I hope this video inspires you to get off social media for a while and start noticing these little dream visions, these little sparks that come into your mind. When you start thinking about how good it could be, write that down and make some steps towards it. You don't know, that little spark that you get could turn into a wildfire. And courage and self-belief are the things that will get you through the bumps in the road. So yeah, thank you guys for all of the support. And if you're new here, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.